My name is Brandon Walker, and I host the Brandon Walker College Football Show with Brandon Walker. It's presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. High Noon, the best drink out there for college football and pretty much any sport and pretty much any occasion. Whether you watched the national championship game in L.A. the other night, or you were at a bar, or you were at a friend's house watching and laying on the couch, High Noon is the best drink to have as a companion when you are watching college football. Real juice, real vodka for real fans just like us. They have the terrific flavors like the new flavors pear and cranberry. I'm sure there's some new wonderful flavors coming along soon. But High Noon has the best flavors in the world, is the best drink in the world. Hello, YouTube. Hello to Rob Wooden. Woods 2323. Wesley Stiller. Ben. Matt Dixon. MP. D. Jonesy. TJ Hitchings. How's everybody doing? It's good to see everybody out there. TJ's already flirting with the chat.
Doing great, Brandon. How about you?
Didn't ask. Psych is a top 5 sitcom of the 2000s. In no way, shape, or form is Psych a sitcom. No, there's no world in which Psych is a sitcom. Sorry. This might be list episode where you just asked me to list things. 888 Stool 22. We're going to go ahead and take our first break of the night. It will last from here until 6:58. I'm doing good. How's everybody doing? TJ, how you doing?
Doing great, Brandon. How about you?
Man, oh man. Julianne Borba, hello, 10X. Good to see everybody. Nathan Blos. UT is going to be terrible next year. I don't know if you mean Texas or Tennessee, and I disagree with both. So the lights are a little bright. Who's this old motherfucker?
It's a great question.
That just doesn't seem like he belongs here. Are they fans? Okay, are they lost? Where's our security guy? Jake, ask him who they are. Okay, she's walking up. She's walking confidently. Guess there is a security guy.
Dan's there.
Yeah, Dan's there. Okay. We figured it out. Dylan Raiola is going to Georgia. I don't give a shit. If you're a 5-star quarterback and you go to Georgia, you're kind of stupid. Because as much as they've developed every other position, they might sit you behind a walk-on. I mean, Carson Beck and Brock Vandagriff could have gone anywhere in the country. They haven't had a minute of playing time. Justin Fields had to go to Ohio State to matter. Let's see. 10X for TJ, sure. Hello, baby Luigi. Will Joe Moorhead ever take Akron out of the basement? They started to. They had a better end of the season. They started to play really well towards the end of the year. Ben says Nebraska is not back. Go Hawks. Imagine telling Nebraska they're not back and being a fucking Iowa fan. Well, you're not back. You're Iowa. You don't get to tell people who's back. What's going on out there? That woman's got some sassy glasses on. And that man's just sassy in general. Who are these people? Hey, how are you, ma'am? Hello. Good to see you. Hey, buddy, you old motherfucker. That guy's older than me. Family Matters or Growing Pains? That's not a question. Family Matters, it's not even close. Not even close. Growing Pains, not that good. Family Matters, very underrated. It's random quarterback night here on the show. It's random quarterback. I would like to chat just to pepper me with random college football quarterbacks, and you can call 888-STOOL-22. You give me a random quarterback, I'll guess where he played, and then we talk and we have fun and we discuss it. It's random quarterback night. I don't feel great, if I'm being honest. If I'm just telling you the truth, I feel a little foggy. I got a slight headache. My eyes feel heavy. I haven't slept well at night. I could go to sleep right now. That's what I would like to tell you. I don't feel well. It's fine. I don't mind. Rohan Davey, incredible quarterback at LSU. Brad Banks, 2002 runner-up to the Heisman, I believe, maybe 2001. Chris Laviano, Todd Reesing from Kansas. I got to be honest, you got me. Well, I'm just guessing Chris Laviano played at Rutgers now that you mentioned it.
You would know him from one specific game. He kneeled on 4th down to lose to number 4 ranked Michigan State, down 6, driving with the ball.
Yeah, I just don't care. Tyler Bray, Tennessee. Thought you were just really high. No, I'm not high at all. I'm not high. I just don't feel well. And they just refuse to listen to me when I say the lights are too bright when I come in here. The lights are too bright. Thank you very much. Todd Marinovich, USC, back in 1988 to 91, I believe. Maybe a little bit. Got drafted by the Raiders. Left-hander, redheaded. I don't know that I've never had a redhead, TJ.
Had as a child?
Huh?
Had a redhead child, you're saying?
No, that's not, okay. That's not what I meant.
There's still time.
I don't think so. I think I'm out of the game.
Which game?
What are you talking about?
Redheads.
Yeah. I'm out of that game. I'm married.
Were you ever in it?
I can't get a redhead because I'm married. It looks fun though. L. Roberson, yes, L. Roberson, Kansas State. Thank you very much. Kurt Warner. I don't think some of you know what random means. Did I get Southern real quick? Y'all don't know what random means. I've been looking for a house in Chicago. That's what I've been looking for. You know how much house I can afford, Katie? God damn. The thing is, if I take what I pay here for a modest house, I am going to look like a fucking Rockefeller out there.
Yeah, I've been doing the same. I just put in my current rent into Chicago. It's like, whoa, I could get double.
Are you going to Chicago?
Yes.
All right, this whole show, me, TJ, and Katie Stats are moving to Chicago. We can't wait. It's going to be fun. Katie has told me that she can't wait to go. Correct? What was that noise? Okay. All right. Walker, can we talk about how to make the SEC more competitive? The SEC has 5 teams that have won national titles since 2007. Why in the world wouldn't you say it's competitive? It's probably the most competitive conference in America. That's a dumb thing to say to me. Ja'Cory Harris, I think Miami. Matt McGloin, Penn State. Steve Tannehill, long, flowing, luscious blonde locks at South Carolina. Michael Robinson, Penn State. I got to be honest. We're gonna try to get through this. How many minutes am I in?
We just started.
Started what?
The intro just finished.
6:08. God damn.
Did you do the high noon ad yet?
I did, didn't I? That's not. That's not. Colt Brennan, y'all don't know what random means at all. Everett Goldson, Notre Dame. Stephen Garcia, South Carolina. Mateen Cleaves, that's a point guard from Michigan State back in 2000. Kyle Shermer was Vandy? Vandy, maybe? Treon Harris. Who's Treon Harris? He was Florida. He was like a 5-star recruit that sucked. Falton Balta. Did he go to Georgia? Dan Mullen was on him. Lane Hatcher. Got to be honest, you got me with Lane Hatcher. Lane Hatcher got me. Joe Cox. 888. Don't do that. I don't want you to do that. Why would you do that? Let's get some phone calls. Bubs in Iowa, go ahead.
Brandon, Bubs with Tub Club. Hope you're doing average. First random quarterback, pretty easy one off the top of my head. Seneca Wallace.
Iowa State, fantastic quarterback. It's just it's a shame that Iowa and Iowa State once had Seneca Wallace and Brad Banks, and can't either one of them quite get back there. Go ahead.
Fair enough. All right, so I'll be quick here. In the group chat today, there's some kind of douchebag Yankee fans in there, New York-based guys. and they're trying to tell me that LaDainian Tomlinson, we're talking TCU, LaDainian Tomlinson isn't a top 5 running back of all time. My question to you is he a top 5 running back? And if you have the time, what's your top 5 running backs?
Top 5 in college, top 5 in pro, top 5 altogether, what?
NFL, strictly NFL.
Well, great question. I don't know that I would have LaDainian Tomlinson top 5 all time, but I don't know that I wouldn't either. So let me just think about who the slam dunks are for top 5 all time. Walter Payton is a slam dunk for the top 5. Jim Brown is a slam dunk for the top 5. Barry Sanders is a slam dunk for the top 5. And now we start debating. We debate who takes those last 2 spots. There have been some great running backs in the past, like O.J. Simpson, Earl Campbell. Tomlinson has a very good shot at making this top 5, if I'm being honest. You know, in that era, you had Sean Alexander, who didn't quite last as long as LT. You had Priest Holmes, his star power didn't last. You had Marshall Faulk, who's a little different.
Adrian Peterson.
I would have LaDainian Tomlinson over Adrian Peterson all time, I think. I'm almost certain I would. I think Tomlinson is probably going to be in that 4 to 8 range.
Okay.
I would have to really sit and talk, but I could see him being a top 5 running back all time, but I'm not ready to commit to it.
Brandon, appreciate your time as always.
Thank you very much. No, I like Tomlinson better than Adrian Peterson all time. I think I like Tomlinson better. Now I don't know the stats off the top of my head, but yeah, I think I like Tomlinson better. Bo Jackson, no. Bo Jackson's stats in the NFL are not great. I think he rushed for like 1,500 yards, 2,000 yards. Like he's more legend than he is actual production. Emmitt Smith ran behind a line that TJ could have run for 2,000 yards behind. Like I don't know that I can have Emmitt Smith. No, Emmitt Smith's not a top 5 running back all time. I don't care if he has the record. I don't. I mean, Emmitt Smith was playing a different game than Barry Sanders, a different game than everybody else. Eric Dickerson, no. No, Emmitt Smith's not a lock. He might be a lock for you guys because you're basic bitches and you see numbers and you get gaga. You plug an average running back in to where Emmitt Smith was in the 90s, a lot of players are going to do what he did. Is Herschel a top 2 college running back of all time? Yeah, I think he is. 888 Stool 22. Smells like weed in this office. I'd just like to point that out. Just smells like weed is all I'm saying.
That would have been great if my high school let me play running back a couple times. Just bulldoze kids.
So what Mitch did was Mitch called yesterday and he was Mitch from Arizona. Apparently he tried to fool me today and now he's Mitch from Mesa. Okay. I still know it's you, dipshit.
Brandon.
Go ahead.
Mesa is in Arizona, you idiot.
But why'd you go from being Mitch in Arizona to Mitch in Mesa?
Whoa! That's on TJ. I'm Brandon. Sorry. Let me start off. I wanted to apologize. Well, you did say Kirby is the mountain now. I missed that. That's my fault. I want to apologize.
Okay.
It's my fault. I want to start off cordial.
Oh.
I want to, hey, love you bunches. TJ, again, I just want to reiterate him complimenting Kate today on the yak. 10X.
What about
10X?
Okay, so nobody complimented me.
That was on Big Cat and in the show. Come on now, you know that. Anything
else?
Yeah. Do you want me to compliment you for a minute?
No, I want you to talk about whatever college football. Talk about a college football topic.
Okay, no, we'll talk college football topic. I'm just here to reiterate again. Of course, Kirby's the best. I just wanted to talk about we've got a very weak schedule next year. Very weak schedule. I'll admit it. Be the first to. But how do you not see the Dogs going three-peat?
Well, I've already said they're number one until they get beat as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to worry about how many starters they got back. I'm not going to worry about who plays quarterback until further notice. Georgia's the number one football team in the country. And, there will be some surprises on that schedule. You look at it and you say, listen, at Tennessee's not going to be a cakewalk next year at all.
No, I agree.
There will be some teams that are better this year than you think. I mean, like Kentucky will be a hell of a lot better next year than they were this year. So I have a feeling
Devin Leary is going to get murdered.
Devin Leary is a hell of a lot better than Will Levis. I promise you that.
Oh, I agree with you there, but he'll still get murdered. I mean, come on.
No, because they only use the offensive line as an excuse for Will Levis for him being mediocre. The offensive line was actually fine. Chris Rodriguez was one of the highest average per carry guys in the league. The offensive line was fine. They used it as an excuse for Will Levis's mediocre ass. Thank you. 888 Stool 22. What's your go-to order at Wendy's?
Wendy's nuts. Sorry. I get the
4 for $4?
Yeah. Either that or a son of Baconator. I can't do the big Baconator. And like some spicy nugs maybe.
I get a 10-piece nuggets, ranch sauce, 10-piece nugget meal with a junior bacon cheeseburger on the side.
I also like their cookies. I think they're underrated.
Their chili is delicious.
When they have them. They don't have them often.
Wendy's chili is a top 5 fast food item. I said it. You can tell them I said it.
I think it's super crazy to say top 5, but it is good.
I don't give a fuck what you think. I need you to know that right now. All right, TJ. Since the yak ended early today and we didn't have time for a compliment minute, it is now your responsibility for the next minute to compliment me. Go.
You should grow your beard back.
Agreed.
Not really a compliment as much as a suggestion. 40 more seconds.
Your shirts used to be pretty cool.
But that's telling me something I used to. That's almost an insult, saying I don't have style anymore.
You have a fantastic ego. And by fantastic, I mean huge.
That's pretty good.
15 seconds. Also known as 765.
You're great at representing Mississippi stereotypes.
You're a good punching bag.
888 Stool 22. Raymond in California, go ahead. Raymond.
Hey, Brandon. Sorry you got burned so bad this morning. That was pretty ice cold.
Okay. Continue.
Yeah, so I'm calling from California, originally from New York, went to undergrad in 05 to 09 at UF, which was arguably one of the best 4 years in collegiate sporting history.
I would say probably the greatest 4 years in collegiate sporting history.
I mean, dude, 4 years, back-to-back, alternating sports.
Yeah.
See when that happens again.
I don't.
My question to you is, as a fellow SEC guy, right, you don't. No one does, precisely. So, subsequent to Mr. Meyer, Mullins, Muschamp, Napier, and what would you say as we have now become effectively a second-tier team in still the most dominant division? How does a team like Florida, scramble back to the glory years? Is it all recruiting? Is it ethos in the locker room? Is it maintaining continuity of planning? Is it, I'd just love to hear your thoughts, man.
All right. So, I think Florida made a gigantic mistake cutting the cord too early on Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen's a lot better coach than Billy Napier. They cut the cord too soon. He won 11 and 10 games, I think, at Florida. Then he had one bad season. They cut ties because of his recruiting. Even though the last 4 years, I believe he went number 11, number 12, number 9, and number 9 in recruiting. And Billy Napier is supposed to be a much better recruiter. and he had a class that was ranked higher than or lower than all of Dan Mullen's classes. So I think they made a mistake in hiring Billy Napier. But Florida and Miami and Florida State are all jobs that are always 3 years away from winning a national title. They're all jobs that if you get the right coach, you can win a national title within 3 years because you have access to talent, you have access to exposure, you have access to everything. I just think you really botched Billy Napier. I think Billy Napier is a Sun Belt guy. He's not built for the SEC. And if Florida gets the hire right next time, they'll be right back in the mix. It ain't a magic bullet saying, oh, if the recruit's better. And that's not a magic bullet. You got to have a guy that knows the state of Florida, gets the right guys, recruits well, and then develops them. And if you can get that, of course, Urban was different. Urban just recruited the top of the top of the top of the top of the top. But Spurrier didn't. Like, Spurrier recruited good players and developed them with a system and turned them into champions. So Florida can do it again, but not with Napier.
Fair. No, I would tend to agree with you, man. I mean,
yeah.
For context, I was not a UF fan before I went to undergrad there and just happened to be there from 05 to 09. Yeah. And how do you say, caught the bug.
All right, thank you very much. 888-STOOL-22.
I like this question. Somebody said, Brandon, are you good on a grill?
I'm terrific on a grill. I can cook, period. I'm a good cook. I can make a great chili, make some great Italian pastas. I'm a good cook. I make good fried chicken. But on a grill, I'm nasty. I can do it. Good with the burgers, good with the steaks. I could use some work with ribs. I don't really have the patience to be great at slow cooking pork. So that's one of my weaknesses. But a hot flame, chicken wings, I can do it. Top 5 all-time NBA centers. Kareem, Wilt, Russell, Shaq, Olajuwon. I believe that is your top 5 NBA centers. Stan Pierre, top 5 state basketball player ever. Yes. Might be number 1. Some of these names are interesting, TJ. This guy really expects me to call him Hingle McCringleberry. All right, go ahead, Hingle McCringleberry.
Hingle McCringleberry, Penn State. Mm-hmm. Brandon, I want to start with a compliment.
Thank you.
You're the most stylish person at Barstool. Fact, it's not even close.
Thank you very much.
I had a quick question for you. I know you love lists. Can you give me your top 3 bowl games of this bowl season that weren't New Year's 6, semifinal or final, and your top 3 individual performances, same category?
Lord Jesus.
Ask the king of college football. Thank you.
I'm very well, the number 1 bowl game non-New Year's 6 was the Liberty Bowl with Arkansas beating Kansas, I think 55-53, maybe 50, whatever it was. That was number 1. Now I'm trying to remember.
You enjoy for example, I really enjoyed the Diego Pavia New Mexico State. I know Big Cat had a lot going on in that game.
I thought the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl was fantastic. Ohio and Wyoming, overtime. It was a terrific game. Then I thought the Cheez-It Bowl, which I don't think it went down to the wire, but it was a very entertaining game between Florida State and Oklahoma. And I'm sure I'm missing several.
Yep.
888-STOOL-22. I would like to lay down and take a nap. Thomas in Chicago, go ahead.
Hi, Brandon. I have an office trivia for you, and then got a fun little top 5 for you. So with office trivia, for Dunder Mifflin to persuade clients or future clients to come with them, what do they entice people by using a certain movie as a way to entice them? It's also the episode where they drive the car in the river.
Yeah, so they use fruit baskets. I don't remember them. What do you mean a certain movie? They use a certain movie?
Like they use. Well, if I give away what they put in this thing, it'll give away the movie.
Oh, so in the gift basket, in the gift basket, they put a DVD in there? You got me. You explain what you're saying. Just give me the answer.
It's the golden ticket with the Willy Wonka, where and then.
Well, that's not that. No, the time. Golden ticket with Willy Wonka is in season 5, and him driving into the lake is in season 4. 2 different episodes.
Are you Oh, okay.
I'm positive. I'm positive.
Okay, because I thought, because David Wallace comes and sees them. Because isn't it because like it's either Dwight or Michael Scott's thing, and the other one like hijacks it?
So the gift baskets is when Ryan is in charge, and Ryan wants them to go all have Blackberries and all do online and everything. And Michael says customer service is still taking the gift basket, so they're taking gift baskets around to customers they've lost, and they end up driving into the lake. Whereas the golden ticket is just it's where Michael has the idea to put golden tickets to entice customers, and David Wallace comes and says they think he's gonna fire somebody, but he says it's a great idea and shit like that.
Okay, sorry, that's on me. You're smarter office than me. I messed it up. It's on me. With my top 5, and TJ, you can chime in. Obviously, you're under the weather, so hopefully this cheers up. What are your top 5 favorite video game sounds? It could be in-game sounds. It could be what you make.
Sounds. He must really think I'm high to ask this question. And by the way, I'm not high. I'm just out of it.
I feel like there's a lot of like in-game like video.
TJ, sounds?
Like TJ, I was thinking like the kill streaks in MW2, MW3. That was pretty badass if you got to like 8 or 10 kills.
Play it again. TJ had a sound.
Perfect.
What is that from?
Street Fighter 2.
Oh. That's not from Street Fighter.
Perfect.
Super Mario getting the mushroom going to Super Mario. That's a great sound.
I think like college football sounds or like Madden ones.
Have you ever heard Have you ever heard the screams of death in Golden Axe? Thomas, I gotta let you go because I'm about to cry. What was that?
That was an accident.
Can you get a scream of death in Golden Axe? Because it's a lot. That's just a website of video game sounds. Oh, that stressed me out just now. Oh, play the Mario death sound again. No, not that. The one before the. Ugh. Oh, that sucked. Boom shakalaka. More TJ.
What?
Can I end the show early tonight?
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
Hold on, I got one more after this ad.
Go ahead. Oh, you're waiting for a YouTube ad?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that was nice. That felt good. Yeah. Damn. That was PS2? Play the PS2 one. Because it's similar. If they have the PS2 one, I'd like to hear that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That one feels good. Sometimes that sound takes too long and you know that your PlayStation's not going to boot up, though. If it don't go away pretty quick. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get through it. 888-STOOL-22. 888-STOOL-22. We go to Brock in Ohio. Go, Brock.
Hey, what's up, Brian? How you doing?
I'm great. What's up?
Oh, not much. I got a quarterback for you.
Give it to me.
Matt Johnson.
Matt Johnson?
Johnson.
Matt Johnson.
Yeah.
Who's Matt Johnson?
Played in 2013 to 2015.
Oh, yeah, he played for tell me. Yeah, you know who he played for. Who did he play for?
Played for Bowling Green.
All right, you slid that one past me. The only Bowling Green quarterback I can name is Omar Jacobs. Okay, that was a little dirty. That was a little too deep. That's what my wife said last night. What? What did you say? Oh, I thought you said something about Phil in Columbus. That's either Ohio, Georgia, Mississippi. Could be Nebraska. Go.
King of the South. I want to talk about the transfer portal. Tell me, who's another team just like Kentucky or Notre Dame that changed the way we look at them going into next year? Who else could add a quarterback and change the way their team's viewed?
Well, I think Auburn could. If Auburn were to add a big-time quarterback, I think Hugh Freeze is a very good coach and could do those things. But I don't know that the big-time quarterback out there, the game-changing quarterback, is still out there left to get. I think Devin Leary going to Kentucky changes them. I think Sam Hartman going to Notre Dame changes them. But I'm not sure what else. Like there's certainly no Caleb Williams going from Oklahoma to USC this year. I don't think there's a transfer guy waiting to win the Heisman Trophy next year. So I don't know. You got one in mind?
No, I just know that I heard for Ohio State being in Columbus, and I definitely viewed Notre Dame differently coming in. We go to them next year, and
yeah,
a different game with Sam Hartman instead of Drew Pine.
It's a much different game. Notre Dame immediately becomes a contender with an actual quarterback. And Ohio State is interesting to me too, because whoever plays quarterback for them will have an embarrassment of riches around him. But if they don't have the right guy, they're not going to have the ceiling. Now, is it the McCord kid? Who is it?
Well, McCord was recruited by Ryan Day instead of J.J. McCarthy. Ryan Day told J.J. McCarthy no, and he took Kyle McCord. Kyle McCord is also Marvin Harrison's high school quarterback, so they got some chemistry already. So I ain't that worried.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that you should be worried or not. We'll have to see on McCord. I mean, it's not like last year we wondered who'd be the quarterback, and C.J. Stroud stepped up and did it and was incredible for 2 years. So I have no doubts that the next guy will be good too. 888-STOOL-22. Jason in Houston always is a good caller. Go ahead.
Brandon, what's going on, man?
How you doing, buddy?
Look, man, I got a bone to pick with you, fam.
I figured you did. I figured you did.
I mean, this is you know why the fuck I'm calling. We usually agree about 97% of the time.
Yeah.
This whole Georgia is the new Bama shit is the dumbest shit I've ever heard, considering we literally just whooped their ass last year. How many dynasties won their conference for the first time this year? Since 2017, bro.
Well, I mean, they won it in 2007. Okay, so there were times in this Alabama dynasty where they lost games and bounced back and won the national championship. It happened in 2017. It happened in 2011. They would lose games and they would bounce back and they would win the national championship. Like 2011, do you consider LSU just as good as Alabama because they won the first one? No, because Alabama won the one that mattered. So last year, I know you beat them, but that game didn't matter at all in the long run. The only one that mattered is the one that Georgia won. Georgia has played 2 straight regular seasons, gone undefeated twice. Georgia has lost 1 time in the last 2 years, and that was a game that ended up being meaningless because they beat Alabama for a national title. They've won 2 straight national titles. If that isn't being the new Alabama, I don't know what is.
Listen, they are extremely impressive, and you know Kirby's one of our own. So secretly, I do wish for him to be successful, but that's not the point. The point is, like, I'm struggling with any motherfucker saying that a team is a dynasty and they haven't even won their conference back to back. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then of course, obviously.
But Jason, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a real question. I want you to give me a real answer, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you give a fuck about a conference championship?
I do not. But I will say this, okay? Since Kirby has been in Athens, he's 1-4 against Saban, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, so my whole thing with this Georgia being new dynasty, yeah, they're great. Their quarterback was fucking 40 years old, right? But I mean, they're gonna still be good. Obviously, they're loaded. And speaking of which, all of this Stetson Bennett shit is pissing me off as well because, yes, he has an impeccable resume, but, like, why weren't we talking about fucking A.J. McCarron like this then? If he, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because his resume is just as damn good as Stetson's.
I don't know that he was. A.J. McCarron was good. He wasn't. Stetson scored 65 points the other night. He had 6 touchdowns. And in 2013, I don't know if there was ever a moment, or whenever the last time, 2012. I don't know if there was ever a moment when A.J. won a game where I was like, oh my God, A.J.'s the best player on the field. And last year, and against Alabama in the fourth quarter, Stetson Bennett was the best player on the field with a lot of talented fucking players. And
absolutely,
so I give Stetson Bennett a little bit more credit than AJ.
Yeah, and I will too. I mean, it's rough for the guys that aren't really Stetson Bennett fans today because he did ball the fuck out and he did go back to back. And I mean, and I don't think he should have been in New York, but I understand why they gave him an opportunity to be in New York, and I wasn't tripping. So speaking about sorry ass quarterbacks, I think I heard you say this on one of the other shows. Will Levis is going to get somebody fucking fired, bro. Where did this shit come from that he's better than Bryce and CJ?
I told you back in the summer that it was starting to happen when NFL scouts were starting to say he's going to be a top 5 pick. I said they're going to fall. And now that the season's over and he doesn't have to put anything more on film, the next thing he has to do is go to a combine in shorts and be 6'4", or 230 and throw the ball 90 yards. He's gonna come out of the combine even stronger than he is now, and somebody is gonna pick him 4th, 5th, 6th, and they're gonna be fired within 2 to 3 years. Because when you turn on the tape, when you play a game, it ain't there. It ain't there. It might be there before, but it ain't there during the game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he, like you said, like he's gonna kill the pro day. It's gonna be like a Zach Wilson type thing, you know, when Zach Wilson threw shit off his back foot and all that, and it was amazing. Like the only problem is that nobody's on the other side of the fucking field. Like, and Will Levis has not done anything to show us that he should be a number 1 pick. They're comparing him to Josh Allen, like this is just a bunch of fucking Josh Allens walking around.
Well, here's what they're gonna do. They are gonna compare him to Josh Allen, and Josh Allen, his last year in college, did not have good stats, didn't have a good year, but he lost everybody and had nobody around him. They want to act like Kentucky didn't have anybody around Will Levis. Kentucky's talented. Kentucky's got a very good running back. Kentucky brought in – last year they had a terrific receiver, Wan'Dale Robinson. He was awesome. This year they brought in some more transfers I think were held back by Will Levis. Like, there's talent at Kentucky. Josh Allen struggled in college because he didn't have any talent around him. Will Levis could have been better than he was, and he wasn't. All right.
I got one last question, and I'll let you go. So if you are a GM – and let's say that you need a quarterback at 1, who are you going with officially?
Okay, so I have said multiple times it's 1A, 1B to me. And I would almost rather have the second pick to let the other guy make the decision, okay? If I come away from this draft with C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young, I'm happy. I think they're that close. I personally would take C.J. Stroud, and I'll tell you why. Bryce Young is a better player when the play breaks down. He's better with his feet. He's better extending plays. He's very good with that skill set. But if you keep the pocket clean and you block it, C.J. Stroud is almost a perfect quarterback. If he isn't rushed, he's making the right throw on time every time. So I would give C.J. Stroud that little nugget, and I would pick him first. But it's close.
Yeah, and I heard somebody break it down, and this is, I think, the best way that I've heard anybody describe it. Like, CJ is a surgeon, Bryce is Houdini. Meaning, like, if CJ has a clean pocket,
that's exactly right.
He can torch that shit.
That is exactly right. One is great when things are good. One is great when things are not so good, and depends on which skill that you want more. Because if you've got a bad team, maybe you want the guy who's better, improvising. Thank you very much, Jason. Always a pleasure.
Mike Teal.
Also Rutgers, right?
And my friend.
He's not your friend.
He came to the Rutgers college football show
Nobody cares.
To meet me in person.
Nobody cares.
Well, he saw you perform.
I don't think that's true. That's your opinion, man. That's your opinion only. 888-STOOL-22. Mitch has to stop calling. I can tell you that right now. I'm not going to take Mitch again. Mitch got to stop talking. You get one call a night.
He's going to, yeah. Well, he's got one more day left. He's trying to implant his name in your mind before you take 6 months off.
What's this guy's name? Blitzer Bobby?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a name. Blitzer Bobby. Go ahead.
What are we doing, Brandon?
Average, what's up?
What was that?
I am average. What is the fuck is up?
I'm sorry. I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay, bye. Brett in North Dakota, go.
What's up, Brandon? Fan, thanks so much for taking my call. I just wanted to give you the minute of compliments that Big Cat did not give you, and I think all love to TJ. I think he kind of failed at too.
All right.
All right with that?
Go ahead.
First off, I want to say, man, I used to be just a casual Barstool fan, and then I saw you on the 24 live stream on the Dozen, and I was like, that dude is fucking funny. Then I started watching the Dozen, and I fell in love with the Dozen. And Jeff D. Lowe's great. PFT's great. Fran, beautiful and great. But, dude, I don't know if I agree it is your show, but you are the show. You are the Dozen. The Dozen would not be what it is if it was not for Brandon fucking Walker. So if it's not your show, you are definitely the show. Seeing you with Tommy Walker, you're clearly a great dad, and he loves his dad. You're a great sport with all the shit everybody gives you. And I gotta say, from what people say, sounds like you got a great wife. Sounds like a wife who's truly has some great large blessings. A wife who could have had anybody. And if she picked you, that must mean you are one fucking catch. Love you, Brandon Walker. You got the best college football show, the funniest college football show. And I think you're the most honest and most entertaining voice in college football. Take care.
Jesus, Brett in North Dakota, Hall of Fame caller. One call, he's a Hall of Famer. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that was nice. That felt good. All right, good stuff. I like that a lot. Niles in Denver, go ahead.
Hey, Brian, what's up?
I'm so fine.
So with Georgia beating TCU 65-7, I mean, I think this point has been kind of run to the ground with Georgia being the number one team in the country. With the 12-team playoff coming in 24, do you see anybody having a realistic shot of beating Georgia in the next 2 years?
Yeah, why not? I mean, they're good, and they're the best team in the country right now, but they're not unbeatable. Ohio State almost beat them 2 weeks ago. Like if Ohio State buttons up one little thing here, one little thing there, they beat them 2 weeks ago. So I understand 65-7. It makes it seem like they're this unbeatable monster, and they are the best program in college football right now. There's no doubt about that. They're sitting on top of the sport. I can't call them unbeatable by any stretch of the imagination, and yeah, I can see somebody beating them in the next year or two.
Okay.
I think that's a fair assessment by me, and I'm a good looking guy too. 888 still too. Josh in Indy, go ahead.
Hey, Brandon, what's up? I got a quarterback for you, and then something about Clemson. So the quarterback is John Beck.
John Beck, University of... No, I almost said Florida. That's John Brantley. John Beck. God damn it, I see him. Who John Beck play for?
BYU 07.
Yep.
He got drafted.
Motherfucker.
And then one other thing. My wife and I both love you. You are awesome. She actually started watching college football this year with me because of you. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
It's fun.
Thank you.
And then with Clemson, you've talked about it. People don't realize Dabo's not only doing awful in the transfer portal, he's refusing to play the game. He's like 90th in getting players last year, and this year it doesn't look like it's going to be any better. Do you think if they're 8-4 and don't win next year, the cult calms down, or they're going to keep rolling?
No, I think the cult will turn on him. If he goes 8-4, and that would be their third mediocre year in a row by their standards that he set in the last decade. If he goes 8-4, I think the cult starts to turn on him finally and starts to say, "Oh, some of this stuff's a little goofy, isn't it?" Yeah, 8-4 would do the trick. Now, I don't know if the ACC is going to allow him to go 8-4. I don't know if the ACC's got teams there necessary to beat him 4 times. Florida State's good, and there's a couple others that'll probably be okay. But even if they're bad, I think they can still go 9-3. Bad by their standards, not by normal standards, because Clemson has a higher standard than the ACC right now.
If they don't win the ACC championship next year, then maybe that's the better one to say.
No, I think the cult will start getting restless, and I will always call it a cult. It is a cult of Dabo at Clemson. It's weird, it's freaky, it's stupid. But yeah, if they don't win the ACC championship next year, I can see the cult starting to stir a lot. Thank you very much. 6:45. Can we go ahead and start to wind this thing down? What do you think? So you just want to play video game sounds for the next 15 minutes?
Head fake for 2. No good. Count it. He's on fire. From downtown. The rebound. No good. Intercepted. Yeah.
All right. I'm serious. Can I go ahead and wrap it up? Because it's, I just have a little headache, and I'd like to go home. I have a headache, and I don't want it to turn into a full-blown migraine attack. So tomorrow's our final show of the year. We're going 2 hours tomorrow. Yeah. No. Who said that?
Me.
Huh? 888-STOOL-22, 888-STOOL-22, 888-STOOL-22. I'm sorry that today was subpar. I have a little headache. I'm trying to get through it. Otherwise, thank you for everybody. Jason, you get to go home a little bit early. Is that Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the worst one. Anyway, that's Jason, that's TJ, and that's Katie. We're going to go ahead and end the show now. That's Unnecessary Roughness.